We have a brand new map coming to Way the Hunter. It's just been revealed along with a trailer over on the THQ Nordic YouTube channel, and I say it's time to go and check that out. So we saw at the end there, Matsuriki Park, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, coming February 6th. So in just about 2 weeks, we'll be headed to New Zealand here in Way the Hunter, and there is so much to get into just from that short 1-minute trailer, but I think we have to start with the first obvious new species, and I believe those to be Sambar deer. Now, New Zealand has both Sambar deer and Rusa deer, but the reason I'm going with Sambar, one, they look a little more like Sambar to me, but more importantly, in multiple locations, the description of that video and also on their Steam page, they list Sambar specifically, so I think those are Sambar. They look fantastic. Unsure if we're looking at potential 5 stars there. A couple of those look huge. I'm really excited for that. Now in the past, when we've gotten new maps, both Aurora Shores and Tikkamoon Plains, new weapons were brought along with them. Both were archery equipment. We had the crossbows and then the compound bows. One thing I'm kind of hoping for is maybe another tier 6 weapon. Something to challenge the SM-12 or the Remington 700 long range. Sambar deer are a pretty big deer species. I think they're going to be tier 6, and I just feel like we need something more. There's going to be red deer there. There's going to be Sambar deer there. A couple of things we could use a weapon like that on, and I'm hoping maybe they go that direction if they are going to add a new weapon along with this map. Immediately following the Sambar though, we see Himalayan tahr. Not only that, look in the background, because I didn't even see it the first time I watched it. I was literally staring at those tahr because I've been wanting to hunt those literally in like any game for forever. Those mountains, that waterfall, I mean, what a job they did crafting that environment. I don't know where that's going to be on the map, but I'm going to try to find it. That looks stunning. I'm guessing there's probably going to be a river that flows from that in theory is going to have a number of drink zones along it, and that's probably going to be a good area to hunt. I'm super excited for that. The one thing I love about Transylvania, and it's why I came here to do this video, the mountains are just incredible. We'll jump up there real quick just to kind of take a look at these mountains. I feel like I'm hunting legitimate real-life mountains when I go here, and looking at that, I think it's going to have the same effect on New Zealand. It's just the scale of these mountains and the way everything kind of lays. You have the ravines in between, just massive steep mountains, the vegetation along the sides. It's all so perfectly crafted. And I think we're looking at that on New Zealand as well. And another species that I think are going to be maybe some of the mountains, but potentially more in the lowlands as well. We definitely see feral goats there. And I'm excited to see just how big those are going to get. I'm guessing maybe those are on the smaller side that we see in this trailer. But again, the background behind it, it looks like it's just going to be so immersive, so much fun to hunt. It's big expanses of land like you can see up here in the Transylvania mountains. I love the thought of wandering around out there. Now, one thing that was not in the trailer was any sign of chamois being on the map, but a New Zealand map with the mountains like they've shown, I gotta think these guys are going to be up there populating it as well. And while we're on the topic of things that are currently on the Transylvania map, there's some new information that was put in the Discord that I think is really key. So they weren't shown in the trailer as they're going to be on that map, but the red deer on New Zealand, not only are they going to be their own subspecies with their own encyclopedia info that has been confirmed, they're going to be bigger, which is what they should be. on New Zealand, so that's super exciting. We are getting red deer on the map, yes, but they're going to be different than what we have on Transylvania, and that is super exciting. Literally, that happened as I'm recording this video, and that's why I went to the chamois now to talk about it, because I didn't want to forget a couple of Transylvania things, but huge news with the red deer. This video is already taking me longer to make than intended, but sometimes taking our time benefits us. This screenshot of this red deer was just posted in the Whale Hunter Discord. That thing is huge. I can say pretty confidently that's a 5-star, but oh my goodness. Like, the Transylvania 5-stars are going to be what, 2 stars, 3 stars compared to that? I can't wait to see the different variation and what's going to happen with the red deer racks now, but whoa, I was not ready to find out while editing this thing, but my goodness, am I glad it came out while I was doing so. So anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming now that we've taken a look at the chamois and talked about the bigger red deer for New Zealand. We do see a couple of cinematic shots here, and what I like most, it's very clear this map is going to be diverse from a biomes perspective. We're going to have a lot of different areas to explore, and I think that's going to be really cool. So then we get into the clip of the last of the new species that have been confirmed with this trailer, the Sika deer. And there's something else with Sika deer I'll get into in just a little bit, but I'm curious how big those guys are going to get. They look pretty good though. I like the frame they've done with the antlers, and I think it's going to be interesting. If they're in herds that size, they should be a lot of fun to hunt. But there is one new species that I left out, and I kind of did it because they look like an already existing species and may not be super obvious that they are new, but those were, in the trailer earlier, feral pigs. And the main reason I left it out is I want to get into the Steam screenshots. There's only 5 right now with this DLC on Steam, but one is really key because it wasn't super noticeable in the trailer. When we look at this, it is very clear. Feral pigs are going to have multiple different variations. Obviously, that one in the front. Look at the tusks. They're almost warthog-like. They're way bigger than the wild boar tusks. But if we zoom in on the back, that one is completely different. The one on the bottom right is completely different. Even the one kind of in the middle, a different coloration and maybe a different pattern than what we're looking at there with the front feral pig. Why that's important? We also have a screenshot of a feral goat. Completely different variant than what we saw in the trailer. So these species that very often have different fur colors, different fur patterns, things like that, getting to see it in the feral goats and in the feral pigs that have been revealed so far, that's really exciting. And that leads me back to the Sika deer. They are another one of these species that often have different patterns and furs than, just your normal common Sika. I think that's really exciting, not only for the potential for Sika deer to have that variation, and whether or not they do is not going to be a huge deal for me because the spotted Sika deer are what I typically think of, but maybe like retroactively going back here on Transylvania and adding some furs to fallow deer, stuff like that is something I'm hoping we see down the road from Whale Hunter. This variation, I mean, right now essentially what we have are the couple of different rares that are in the game, and then sort of the variation from young to adult to mature. They kind of get grayer and sometimes darker in color as they age. This stuff with the completely different variants is super exciting to me. It adds variation, it adds that potential of, okay, I've got a 5-star that's the brown looking feral goat, I want one that's got the kind of two-tone pattern. There's way more to hunt for with just that little addition, and I think that's a huge step in the right direction. And just in case all of that wasn't enough, we've also gotten confirmation tripods are going to be a part of this update. There's more discussion in the Discord if you want to go and see it. I just wanted to put the screenshot of someone officially from Nine Rocks Games confirming it. So maybe we're not going to get a weapon. I talked about that at the beginning of a potential tier 6 weapon. I'm wondering if the kind of equipment with this is going to be the tripods, but placeable structures for some of these spots in Whale Hunter will be a huge game changer. There's a lot of spots where maybe you want to ambush animals as they come into their zone. Maybe you want to just get in an elevated position. Maybe if you have a little additional height, you can see over a hill or over some vegetation that maybe blocks a drink zone. That's really exciting stuff too. I mean, we have tripods coming. We have huge red deer. we've got feral pigs and feral goats with unique furs. It is a great time for Way of the Hunter. February 6th, 2 weeks from today, is going to be a huge day. I cannot wait. Let me know what you guys think of all this new information. The red deer, the multiple fur variants for the couple of different animals, everything we've seen in the trailer and revealed on Steam so far. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.